Hey yo, what is going on guys? CashinClean here, and for today's video we have finally got the mods video that I've been promising you guys for so long now. I have made a bunch of these in the past, but you guys want to see an up-to-date one because I do have some new mods, but it's really not that much different, but I will share it with you guys. Now I think I'm going to divide this video in a few different parts. So the first part I'm just going to scroll down. If you want to pause it you can. And then you can just kind of take each mod that I have. Towards the end, I'll talk about the link in the description where you can download all of these mods and put them into your mods folder. I highly recommend not doing that though, and just looking at each mod that you like and then adding it yourself either through Steam or trovetools.net. There's also another program that I'll talk about later on. But I'll timestamp everything. I'll leave everything that you need in the description. Now let's get started with this. So for the first part, I'm just going to kind of scroll down. If you want to pause it frame by frame or just pause it at some point, you can do that. And I'm just going to kind of slowly go through these. And if you want to just check them out that way, you can. If you see an IU mod or something like that, you won't be able to download it unless you download it from my link in the description. Don't expect to find that on Trove Tools or Steam or anything like that. Alright, so that was the first part of the video. Now for the second part, I think I'm just going to briefly talk about each one. They're pretty self-explanatory, but just in case there's one that you like, maybe you can just look it up that way and download it yourself. But after this, I'll get into the download section. I'll get into Trove Tools, Steam, how to put them in your mods folder, all the CFGs, all of that good stuff. All right, first things first, we got better collections. So we got a dark UI there. You can kind of see in the picture right there. So there isn't really much to talk about there. I'm going to try to go over these kind of quickly because they're pretty self-explanatory. So the class list here, and this talks about the store as well. The store is basically just going to be a dark theme. It's pretty cool. I recommend it because it is dark theme. If you don't like it, then you don't have to have it. Mod manager, just the UI looks cleaner that way. This one I actually don't have properly enabled. I'll have to work on this one in the future, but basically just settings for your mods. Next up, we got the player HUD. So that's just going to be everything on the upper left over there. Here we got the superior loot collector, which this one does come with the CFG, so if you want to have specific things not show up in your loot collector. So I have a bunch of these portals here, and I made it so they don't show up in here. And if you want to know how that works, basically if you go to the liked worlds, I have one of the brackets enabled for this on my keyboard. Then I head over here to the settings area, and we have the loot collector, and there's one for the player HUD, but I don't really bother with that. Everything's just default. And I have a bunch of things here for the hidden items. You can copy what I have. I'm just going to kind of scroll over these kind of quickly so you can kind of see what I have going there. So pause it if you need to. That's just the default settings that I have here. And then the thing about this mod is you want to make sure Trove is closed, and you want to make sure you add it into your mods folder. Then you can open up Trove, and then you can add in everything you see here right now. And then from there you can click on save. It's not going to give you any messages or anything. I just click it a couple times and then exit out of that, and then it should work right away. If you do have Trove open while you download this mod and just have it there, it's not going to work properly, and you're going to have to reset everything for that. It's pretty complicated. Just make sure you have Trove closed when you're putting in the mods, basically, specifically this one with the CFG. Next up, we got the dot crosshair. That's also pretty self-explanatory. It's just the dot right there, so pretty cool. I think there's other ones, but that's just the one I've been using. We got Angel Pyrodisc, so basically it just gets rid of the red Pyrodisc thing there. Auto Easy Happy UI, I just made mine a dark theme, so you can just do that in the cogwheel there. IU Compass, that's going to be this up here. And then if you do ships, it'll tell you the wave number and then how long it takes for you to get to the next boss. So basically the prime number and then the time that you got left. I really like this one. I'm pretty sure it comes with this down here, but maybe it doesn't. I could be wrong on that. I actually have no idea which one my speedometer is coming with. But if you want the speedometer to show up, assuming you have that mod enabled, you want to go over to your settings. And then when you go over here to miscellaneous, just make sure you have show player location enabled and then hit accept. Next up, we got IU ESP. The mod maker gave me permission to show you guys their mods, but if they ever do want me to take them down, I will, so just be aware of that. So if you have seen my streams or my videos, you will see that crystals are basically just going to be this blue color, and then bosses and stuff like that will be this red color. I really do like this. It's very clean. It's pretty similar to the Chronicle mod, but this one's a little bit smaller and kind of out of the way, not as bolded out. I just like how small it is and kind of out of the way it is. You can kind of focus on Trove itself and not have these things kind of distracting you. So I can kind of show you the example through this one. So basically you just shoot at the red over there, and then that's just the world boss. And then we can go over here. He teleported to me, which was kind of unfortunate, but we can just break the chest as well. If you've seen my Shadow Hunter video, then you kind of know how that one works. Just shoot enemies through walls. Next up, we got IU Friends. This one's very good, very handy. I really like the design for this one. We got Join, we got Invite. If you want to whisper, just click on their name. Pretty easy to use. You can also favorite people. You can add them to your quick list. And then if you want to remove someone, I think you just right click Yeah, you just right click. Next up we got the hotbar. Everyone always asks me for this, but there it is, IU hotbar. That's what it looks like. It's very cool, very neat. I like it. We got bamboo waypoint. This is pretty self-explanatory too. Although if you're watching this from the future, you might not see the bamboo because this was part of an event, the lunar update. I think this is supposed to be out for like a month. So if you don't see any of this, then this probably won't help you. Next up, we got the better invites configurable. I'm pretty sure this is the mod to auto accept things like the marketplace, or whenever you're in a delve and everyone goes to the boss room, it auto accepts for you. But I think you need to enable it from the mod settings itself. And the issue with that is if you don't have like a mod settings thing, I know Symbol had one before, but it's kind of messing up with the UI with like the video settings and everything. So you can't really access it and kind of change the settings there. I kind of had mine fixed from like a long time ago, so maybe you can just take mine and it'll work for you. But if this doesn't do anything for you, then you can just get rid of it. Next we got better sky. This just makes the sky better. I mean, there isn't really much else to say about that. We got clock plus. This just basically tells me what time it is for me, and it's using the 24-hour clock there. And then we got the other good stuff like dungeons per hour, and then how much time I've been in this world. So this is the other mod that I was talking about. This is similar to the IU ESP. So as you can see, you can kind of see where everything is. It tells you how far you are from each boss, and they're separated by colors as well, so you can kind of tell what each thing is going to be. And they're a little bit more bold and you can see them a little bit better. So if you do prefer this version, then you can download it. There's like a few different versions of this, but this is just the one that I have downloaded. Next up we got crafting color fix. This just makes it so you can kind of tell what you already have when you craft stuff. So this is like the mount taming bench, and then if you go to like the chaos crafting bench, it'll let you know as well. We got custom quick marketplace. I think this comes with the CFG, but I could be wrong. Basically you can have like a custom background. It's pretty easy to use though. Like the UI is pretty nice. Here we got some customized VFX buffs. So this is for the arcane and martial emblem, so you can see the fire whenever you press Q, or whatever you have for your flask. Here we got some VFX for the gunslinger clash gem, so it just makes things look a little bit cleaner. This is Neon Ninja's when he has the 3 rings, when you can shoot the shuriken, that's what it's gonna look like. And then here we got basically what the gear is gonna be here. The color is just easy to tell what it's gonna be. Here we got easy to see biomes. Looks like it's an edit as well, so this is Crit's version from Exodaves. Here we got easy to see critters, so it just makes the ring a little bit bigger and you can actually see what they want, so if you have to care for the cave critters, a little bit easier that way. Similar situation with the ally habitats. There's like a giant arrow there, so pretty easy to tell if there's an ally there that you can collect. Egg finder, this makes it so the eggs glow, so there's like a bigger radius around it, so you can tell where to go to find the eggs. It's actually very handy. I use this a lot when I go geode cave farming. Here we got the Exodave small map. So this is pretty handy. You could have this, but I've seen other mods similar to this where it's just like a map on the upper right. I don't know what that one's called, but I'm sure you guys can find it. It's just another map mod. This one just puts it out of the way for you, but it also goes away whenever you start moving. The other one makes it so it actually just stays on your screen, so you can have it on the upper right, for example. Easy to see gardening, that one's pretty self-explanatory as well. Mana creatures waypoint, you don't really have to have this one, but it just makes it easier to see where the creatures are that have the mana for you. Modified health meter, so this is when you're fighting a boss, it'll just have the thing up there. It tells you your DPS, max DPS, average DPS, and then the health for the boss. And then as well as how much time you've spent fighting the boss. Modified info log, so if you're farming, you get stuff on the right side on the bottom, and they are color coordinated, so you can tell if you're getting something important versus something not important. This one, I actually never turned this mod off before, so I don't know what this looks like without it off, but basically I have it on right there. Pinata invader beams, so I mean, you can kind of tell from the picture what that is. Redesigned inventory, so that's just going to be this inventory here. The only thing I don't like about this is that they don't really have the pictures, but I guess it's not really the end of the world. Leaderboard, so if I just press K, that's what it's going to look like. You can use the scroll wheel and just scroll that way. I promise you can use the scroll wheel, it doesn't usually mess up like that. So just like that, and then you can just kind of use this. You can use this to go to the very end. It also makes it so you can see a lot of the stats. So I'm pretty sure for Glyph, just by default, you won't be able to see these, but this makes it so you can see these. So you can see the people at the top 10 here. Redesigned lockbox, I think, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's just this. So you have the option to open up one, and if you press open, it opens up a lot pretty fast. And then if you open up fast, this opens up your boxes really fast, and it's a lot less laggy. So this is a really good mod for opening up boxes, especially if you have a lot of them. If you're just trying to open up one, you can still do that with this button here, and it completely gets rid of the sound effects. So if you hated hearing those sounds every time you got something rare, and then every time it's scaled up with the sound. Yeah, this basically just gets rid of that. You have an option to use a key if you have a key. Here we got the smart fishing pools. If you don't have this mod, it's gonna be really hard to find fish pools. There is another mod of this. I feel like this one's pretty easy to use. Just know that if you're trying to find rare fish, it's either 4 or less, and sometimes it could be a troll. So what you could do to test it out is if you see a rare fish with like 3, for example, you would go to it and then just look away, look back. If the number changes, it's most likely not a rare fish pool, so you just got trolled kinda. But sometimes it kind of switches back, so you could just like look away and then look back at it again, see if it switches. And yeah, I don't know, sometimes it trolls, sometimes it doesn't, but Trove isn't like a perfect game or anything. I think you guys already know. Starbar week bonus display, that's going to be this stuff up here, so you can see what week it is. So we got bonus XP this week, and then it is Monday, so we got Delve Day here. And if you don't know when the reset is, this basically just helps you out. So I got 3 hours and 49 minutes until my reset. Tainted Star waypoint, this is for an event, so you guys don't really need this. It basically just has a waypoint to the stars, which help you get the resource for that event, but not really too important. Pink monolith, this is for delves, so if you have a hard time finding them, if you don't want to keep track of what room you're in, because it's every third room, so it just kind of goes up by 3, so it's 3, 6, 9, 12. But if you don't want to pay attention to that and just want to go for the pink monolith, and that's there for you. Here we got the symbols chat mod and the club tag mod, and this is edited by Axo. And you want to copy this the exact way if you're using it from my link in the description if you're downloading it. With the CFG especially, you want to make sure that the underscores are not there, and you want to make sure the spaces and everything is just spelled out correctly like it is there, and we'll kind of get into that later on. Unliked worlds, there's an option to unliked worlds. This interferes with my superior loot collector mod because that mod takes place of the unliked worlds, and this is like a for fun type thing. No one's really going to see if you unlike their world, at least I don't think they will. Unless, I guess, if you stream it and then they see that you have their world unliked, but yeah, I don't know. Not really like a must-have type mod. Here we got the Welcome UI weekly bonus time list, so that's going to be this over here. And if you're curious how it works, I don't really use it too much because I don't really pay attention to this stuff. But if we hit F1, it brings up this screen, unless you have it changed to a different bind. And then go to learn more down here. You can see what week it's going to be next. So we got bonus XP, next is going to be second stat reroll. And then we got fast invasion, and then it goes to double star bar. Here we got a mod for the wild Trovian mana, so if you're having a hard time finding these, then this mod will help you out with that. And then the last two are pretty self-explanatory as well. It's just the bombs replaced with the Pokeball, and this is the big bomb. So we got a Master Ball and a Pokeball. And yeah, it's basically it for the showcase. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Alright, so for this portion of the video, I'm going to show you where to find my mods on the download link. So if you go to this website, which will be linked in the description down below, I'm sorry for the light mode, but that's the best we can do right now. You can download all of this stuff here. Just make sure that when you do download it, make sure it's this exact name, no underscores, nothing like that, because it will turn into an underscore if you download it. And then I have the mod CFGs in the mod CFGs folder, so you can just check all of that out there as well if you want to. And let me show you how to find everything that I just talked about, the mods and the CFG folders. Also, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but when you click on the mod, whichever one you want, you can just download it there. But I'm sure you guys know how to do all that stuff. Alright, so the moment you've been waiting for, maybe, possibly. I re-downloaded Trove on Steam just to show you guys this example. So basically, I'll just start with Steam over here. So in order to locate Trove on Steam, all you want to do is go to Properties and open File Location. So that's going to open up this screen here. You want to go over here to Steam Apps, then you go to Common, and then here you can find all of your games. I have Trove over here. I don't really have a lot of games on here right now. Then from here, you want to go to Games, hit Trove, hit Live. Now, you could do the same thing with PTS. It'll go through the same process. So if you want to add mods to the PTS, you'll just do the same thing that I'm about to do here on Live. So go to Live and then go to Mods, which is not here, but you can create a new folder for that. But if you do have a folder here for mods, then you want to go into that folder and you want to drag in all the stuff that you downloaded into there. Or if you want the stuff to update automatically, let me show you guys a trick. It's not really a trick, but basically you won't have to update your mods. It'll just do it automatically for you. So if you want to find each mod and have Steam just throw it into your Trove game for you, you want to go over here to community and go to workshop. Then over here, search for a workshop. We can just do Trove. And once we do Trove, we're in the Trove workshop. So this is basically the most popular stuff. This is the most subscribed. This is the most recent. And basically, I don't know, if you wanted this mod, for example, you would just click on it and click subscribe. And that's basically it. So for example, let's just do that. And then once you hit subscribe, just make sure your game is closed while you do this. So if you don't see mods, then you probably don't have an account made already and you haven't launched Trove. But if you have launched Trove, if you have played Trove, you play on Steam and everything, then I guess you can go ahead and make the mods folder. Just in case if it is specific on how you make the folder, you just want to do this. and then you would just type in mods, and then it's just going to be right there. So pretty easy stuff. That's how to do it on Steam. Just make sure to subscribe to the mods that you want to, find the one that you want, and then just launch Trove from there. Now for the Glyph launcher, you're going to do the same thing. Just go to properties, open file location, and then we basically just do the same thing. Go over in this path that I'm going to, and then you'll see that the mods are right there. So I have everything there. I would just recommend finding the mod itself just so you can update it if you ever need to. And if you're wondering how to find it, you can use trovetools.net. Now, if you don't have this, then I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. And if you guys don't know Sly, he has made a better version of this. Basically, it's way more updated. It's a lot better than this. It'll auto-update your mods. It'll tell you what mods you have conflicting with what. And I'm pretty sure he's still working on it. It's in the beta phase right now. But I've heard good things about it. If it does launch, then I'll make a new video on it, or I can just drop that link for that in the description down below of this video. But for now, I'm going to talk about the trovetools.net here. So once you do download it, you'll be greeted with this page over here. It's kind of cool that you can see the online streams for Trove. But basically, you want to go over to the Get More Mods tab, and you can search for whatever one you want here. You can even sort it by the latest, the most updated one. So that's this one over here. This is the last one that got updated. And then you can sort by the most downloaded. There's a lot of sorting things that you can do here. And then once you're done, it'll take you to my mods over here. Not like my mods, but like your mods, but that's just the name right there. And basically it'll tell you if it's up to date over here. It'll say the last updated here and then the name of it. So you can just kind of click that to sort it by the name right there. And yeah, once you have all of the mods there, just make sure your Trove is closed and then you can reopen it and you'll be good to go there. Now, the final thing I want to show you guys is the CFGs before I end the video. So on top of everything that you did, some of your mods might not work the way that you want them to, and they might need a CFG. So I'll show you how that works. You want to search for %appdata%, and you want to open that up. Then you want to locate Trove, and then if you don't have mod CFGs made already as a folder, then go ahead and make it. Make sure that the capital is the same. Make sure everything here is the exact same, the spelling. And then once you have that, you can just go ahead and drag all of these CFGs in there. You can just take it from the link that I gave in the description for all of my mods, or if you download it manually, you can click on their it'll take you to the website. If you click on their links, it'll take you to their Trovosaurus. You can find their CFG there if it's updated, and then once you download it, you can just drag it in here. And that's basically it. That's how you get the mods. That's all of my mods, and that's basically one video down. I've been heavily requested to make this video, and I finally did, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. Please leave a like. It does help out the channel a lot, and if you are new around here, or if you find yourself coming back, please hit that subscribe button. And on that note, thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I will talk to you all later.